Dad has had a full life, being blessed with wonderful friends, work colleagues, loving family and opportunities to visit and work all over the world. For 86 years, Dad was blessed with good health and a physically active life until recently. Dad's lymphoma, which has been in remission for over 10 years, surfaced again in December last year. During Dad's bouts in hospital, Dad's true and loving and godly nature shone through with his beaming smile and gentle spirit. Time and time again we were told by various medical caregivers what a lovely man he was. I would like to thank everyone who blessed Dad with messages of love and prayer, visits and the devoted care and attention of hospital, respite, rehab and nursing staff during this difficult time, especially for Dad and those that loved him. Esdras Giddy was born in Kempsey in 1927 to loving parents John and Ruth, followed by brothers Selwyn and Mervyn. Often I get asked, where did the name Esdras come from? It is taken from the apocryphal books Esdras 1 and 2, and was also the name of his grandfather. Dad's family, like many others at the time, worked hard and enjoyed the simple pleasures of life. Growing up, Dad was adventurous, full of fun. Grew and sold vegetables in the family garden. The family went on numerous holidays to nearby Crescent Head. Mum and Dad in the horse and sulky, and the boys on their bicycles over the 22-kilometre dirt road. The family was involved in the local Methodist church, and in 1938 Dad made his commitment to Christ. When Dad finished high school in 1943, he worked as a radio mechanic in Kempsey, then went on to find work in Sydney in 1944. Dad settled in Newtown, joining the Newtown Methodist Church, a vibrant fellowship with many young people. While there, Dad sat for his local preacher's certificate and continued to serve when invited for over 60 years. Also in that vibrant young fellowship was a beautiful nurse named Dorothy Barr. It did not take Dad long to pop the question. Confirming Dad's wonderful choice and a bride-to-be, the minister advised Dad of Mum's character and qualities. After attempting a special trip all the way to Tamworth to ask for Dot's hand in marriage, Dad ended up coming back to Sydney and writing a letter. The letter worked, and they were happily married on the 15th of October 1949. Like most young couples then and now, finding somewhere to live was difficult. On the return from their honeymoon, they discovered their accommodation had been let out to someone else. Dad's former landlady came to the rescue in Erskineville. Then later they settled in their first home in Annandale. 1952 was a momentous year. Dad finished up at AWA on the 8th of April, securing a position as Managing Director of the New South Wales Division of the Australian Religious Film Society, where Mum had already been working. A month later, I was born, and then in 1956 Cheryl arrived, making our family complete. Dad's commitment to ARFS was the start of many years of visiting churches all over the state, promoting the use of film and audio visuals for Christian education and evangelism. To date, Dad and I have never stopped to count how many DVDs, films or videos have gone out. All that counts is that people's lives have been blessed and enriched with the gospel through visual media. During this time, Dad has raised the profile of ARFS to new heights. In 1966, Dad became the Managing Director of ARFS Australia-wide when the founder Hamilton Aiken retired. Dad established a 16mm film production unit where many productions were done over the following decades for various church departments in the Methodist and Uniting churches, the Australian Inland Mission, the Baptist and Anglican churches. This took Dad not only around Australia to his much loved outback, but across the globe. He also worked on productions for the Commonwealth Film Department, which became Film Australia, Opportunity International, Voice of the Martyrs, World Evangelism, and so on. Dad was happiest with his eye behind the camera lens, the Bolex, the Arrowflex, then the video camera. Dad has left a wonderful legacy of images and stories over the years, showing on screens not only in Australia but around the world. Dad's experience led him to be involved on various boards including CBA, FM radio, Christian Television Association and the Voice of the Martyrs, where he served until recently and was cited for 19 years of service. The camera lens also infiltrated into family life, capturing boxfuls of still and moving images of both family and friends. He and Mum went on many adventures around our vast country, including many trips to the outback. Right up until the end of last year, Dad enjoyed being behind the wheel of his Land Cruiser, sleeping under the stars, around the campfire, boiling the billy and eating damper. Whether working or travelling, you must have the right hat, and Dad had a few of these to pick from. After 40 years in ARFS, Dad theoretically retired in 1992, which allowed him to teach other filmmakers in India and Southeast Asia, as well as fellowshipping with filmmakers in the US and Europe. He also was involved in the production of the feature film on William Carey, Candle in the Dark. This was also a highlight in his retiring years. Dad and Mum were a team and much loved as they worked together and lived life with others. Interwoven with all these achievements, Dad was a wonderful family man. As a family, he had some great times together, holidays near and far. Also over the years with the grandchildren, here again both home and away, and especially the trip to Disneyland with grandsons Simon and Luke, and numerous Christmases and birthdays. Dad embraced hardship and loss gracefully and positively. His faith kept him strong. When Mum was ill, Dad cared and cooked for her and loved her for the last 6 months of her life. After her passing, he carried on cooking Mum's favourite recipes for family and friends. He kept his doors open for fellowship and life. One of the highlights for each week was Thursdays, with his visitations to Wesley Gardens as a voluntary chaplain, and then finishing the night with his weekly fellowship group, where he could use his home theatre to have DVD Bible studies. Christian life and fellowship have blessed Dad over the years and enabled him to bless others. With his love for life in travelling, in work and pleasure, enjoying God's creation with others. Always an encourager, with kind and inspiring conversation, with a laugh and a smile. We will all miss him, but his love and witness remains with us all.